Welcome to Wednesday Night Live from the basement. Here's your hosts, Rob, Daryl, and Tim.
It's Wednesday. Good evening, everybody. I'm joined, as always, by Tim and Daryl, and our guest this week, longtime friend of the channel, Brian from Embryonic Robot. How you doing, gentlemen?
Hello. Good.
Good.
All good here.
Good. Everybody's doing well. Douglas, always the first one out of the gate. Welcome, Douglas. Thanks for tuning in, as always. How's everybody doing? Everybody's fine. Everybody's healthy, except for me, I think.
Yeah.
I said to these guys beforehand, I apologize. I got the sniffles. I got a bit of a cough. I don't know if it's allergies or a cold. So try to minimize my whatever's this evening. So it is what it is. Anything new and exciting, guys? What's anybody watch the soccer today? Anybody give a shit?
Oh, I watch here and there.
Yeah.
I was at a graduation. I couldn't watch it.
That's right. Daryl was hosting his school's graduation, and he was an MC. And he said you only screwed up once.
Only once.
Was it a big screw up or was it a small screw up?
It was a case where I was reading out the awards, and I called the wrong kid's name.
Oh.
And then realized it as he was coming down, and I went, oops, it actually goes to this kid. But it was funny because the next award went to that kid anyway because I just got ahead of the script.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
At least you didn't call your wife by another name, right?
That's fair. That's true.
That'd land you in a little more trouble.
Probably true.
Richard's here. Record Hound is here. How you guys doing? Oh, God, excuse me. We're keeping an eye on the Jays game here tonight, and we're tied. And I said to these guys earlier tonight, I'm wearing the shirt for good luck, but I'm not wearing the hat because this is the minor league hat because the Jays are playing like a bloody minor league team. So
Fair enough.
my son goes, "You love them. Why do you get so angry?" I go, "Because I love them and they piss me off." So what are you going to do? Douglas says, "Welcome back, Tim. Did you hear any good music?"
Oh,
So,
yeah.
What
Well,
was your adventures of last week?
yeah. So it's been really busy. It's been really busy last week. With just so there's Jazz Fest in Ottawa right now, and it runs until pretty much Canada Day, and there's something every night. But I went to a couple last week, and let's see. I added.
Shocking that Tim got something signed. Like, knock me over with the feather.
So I may have shown this before, but I added recently Wyclef Jean.
Oh,
Of course
So
you
I
did.
So I got 2 Fujis on there now.
And how was
And-
he? Was he good?
He was frigging awesome. He was great. Yeah, he was pretty cool. And I have something signed, but it's not out here right now. I met Jeff Goldblum,
wow.
and let me see. I got a picture with him.
Is
here.
he as weird in person as?
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. What you see on screen is he's not acting. He's not
Oh,
acting.
wow. Wow.
Just there.
Must be exhausting for the people around him.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, what you see on screen is he's not acting.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah, I was taking the photo. I'm like, oh man, I gotta have a picture with you. He's like, yeah, come on in. So I'm trying to get my phone set up, and he's like, da 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 dee, la 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 la.
Wow.
he's like, it's Jeff. So I was like cracking up. It was good.
Speaking of famous people, Mike from MGK Buffalo is watching. Mike and I got together on Friday and had lunch, and it was awesome.
Nice.
He was in my hometown because that's where his wife's family's from. So we got together. We had some wings, and we went to 1.5 record stores. And most importantly, I got my Blue Jays World Series hat, which is still upstairs, because his wife worked at the company where they make them. So she worked that. This is there you go, new era. Anyway, so Mike and I got together, and that was a lot of fun. We went to the first record store in the town that I go to, which is the only real record store. But Mike found what I found, that it's insanely expensive. It's a very small store, so her prices are quite high. We literally were in and out. Then we went to another store, which is part of it, sort of an independent chain, and they had a lot of cheaper records. I didn't buy anything, thank goodness. Mike bought a couple things, so it's fun. It was good. We chatted about the impending get together in Buffalo. Still not sure if I'm going to make it or not. It just depends on the work schedule. But
Right.
yeah, so we had a good day with Mike. So, Brian, you're going to the Buffalo get together, yes?
I will be there, and as last year, I will be driving David Atkinson from Birmingham, who's coming
Yeah.
to Toronto. I'll hang out with him for a couple of days, and then we'll meet up with Jack, the Vinyl Martini from Victoria, and I'll drive them across the border. Hopefully, it will be well. Last year was almost smooth. We had to stop and go into the building because of David, because he's from the UK, so that was weird.
Right.
But hopefully, it'll be fine, and it'll be good. Yeah. So that's what's happening. That's like 3 weeks, I guess, something like that.
I'm hoping to make it down for part of the festivities, but again, I don't know if I'm flying out for a trade show or not yet. So,
Right. Right. Yeah.
Ryan saying high prices. Isn't that literally every store in the province? Well, yeah, but the issue that we were finding is there was some stuff that Mike was kind of looking at, and he goes, "This should be a $5 record. It's a $5 record everywhere," and she would want like $15 for stuff that should be $5 records, and you just go, no. So I was just thankful I didn't spend any money because I bought something earlier that day. I should show it to you. Hold on.
I was going to say I haven't seen a $5 record in any store for a long time. That just doesn't happen.
Fair enough.
The cheapest is $7.50 if I'm lucky.
Even Value Village, I think it's running at least $5. minimum.
Yeah, at least.
Okay, I gotta do this here. Hold on. Where'd everybody go? There we go. Hold on. That's there. Oh, that's not the one I wanted either. That's the button I wanted. Okay, so Friday morning, I picked up something that I have been looking for
Oh yes.
for like 10 years and had never seen it in the wild. And online, they're stupid expensive. And then I found someone had it locally. The 40th anniversary deluxe edition of The Last Waltz. I've looked for this for like a decade. I'm a massive fan of the band. It's 6 LPs as opposed to the 3 that you would get with the conventional edition. And anytime I've seen it online, be it eBay or Discogs, rightly or wrongly, it's like $500. I did not pay anywhere close to that. So I was very thankful. I did spend 3 digits on it. We'll just leave it at that in case my wife happens to watch this. Not that she's going to. But I kind of blew my wad earlier in the day, so I'm glad I didn't buy anything at the record store with Mike. So,
Wow.
yeah. I wouldn't say this is like Grail, but highly sought after for me anyway. So, Record Outstanding. It was a pleasure to meet Brian, David, and FGA last year. I'm sure they'd rather forget it.
Oh, it's a vivid memory. Let me tell you, it was fun.
Right on. I'm really hoping to make it for at least something of the event, but it's such a short drive for me, like an hour and a half, and I could be there.
Yeah, it's only 2 hours for me. So
Yeah.
What is it? What is this again?
Mike MGK Boston, who now lives in Buffalo,
Yeah.
he hosted kind of a get together, and people from far corners of the vinyl community get together at Mike's place,
Oh, fun.
and it's just kind of a get together, and there's record shopping and other festivities. So like David Atkinson comes from England, Richard's going there this year from Colorado, Jack's coming from, is he Vancouver or Victoria?
Victoria.
So I think Emma's going to be there. I think I forget. There's a bunch of other people. So Brian and I probably live the closest. I think.
I could be. Yeah.
I couldn't make it last year because of a work obligation. So
I'll be in Toronto in November.
you and I are going to meet up for sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Absolutely. Richard's saying my flight to Buffalo will be almost 7 hours.
Wow.
It's worth the trip. It's Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think I might start going to Western New York to do all my record shopping. Yeah, not a bad idea. We got anything else exciting to talk about, guys? Anything music related? Anything record related? Anything related?
Did you listen to Amanda Marshall's new single?
Oh, thanks for bringing that up. No, I have not.
Okay.
Tim and Daryl and I, big Amanda Marshall fans, singer-songwriter from Toronto. Excuse me. She's celebrating the 30th anniversary of her debut album and the 10th anniversary of her most recent album. And so she's going out on the road. She's coming to Kitchener to Center in the Square, which is my favorite venue. So I'm going to get a ticket for that. But she put out a digital deluxe edition of Heavy Lifting, her most recent album. It has, I think, 3 new songs on it. And one of them she's put out as a single already. I haven't heard it yet. What did you think, Tim? You listened to it?
I mean, it's nothing. It's not any of her older stuff. You know, it's very similar to the album that she just came out with, like 5 years ago or 4 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
On par with those that kind of.
That's kind of what I feel. Have you heard Heavy Lifting yet, Daryl?
Yeah. Oh, Daryl.
No, I haven't listened to it yet.
My take on it, for what it's worth, which is nothing. Her first 2 albums are outstanding, and I think we all agree on that. And then her third album, which is the one that's still not out on vinyl, went a little more R&B and a little less rock pop, I guess. And this one was even more so. And so I have Heavy Lifting, but I rarely listen to it. So it makes sense if it's kind of like the rest of those songs that she recorded at the same time. So, yeah, I don't really care about that, but I am excited she's touring again because I missed her last time she came to Kitchener. So I'm going to make sure she'll be there in December. So I'm absolutely going to get a ticket for that. Very exciting. Before we dive into tonight's topic, as I was pulling records, my son goes, "Hey, Dad, can I pull a record?" And I said, "Sure." And so he asked me to show this, and I'm going to show it because finally, my son is finally starting to get into music, and he's looking at me from the other room. Do you want to show everybody the record, or do you want me to do it? I'll do it. Okay. So my son is 10. He's in grade 4, and for some reason, his peer group is fascinated by Michael Jackson.
Great choice. Great choice.
I think it's because of the movie. So we downloaded the movie and watched it. The movie was fantastic. Incredibly well done. One of the better biopics I've seen. Does a great job of painting his father as the asshole that he is. And his nephew, which is, I think, Jermaine's son, was the one that played Michael. Spot on perfect. It was great. So my son's been listening to Michael Jackson, and I'm thinking, like, this is. I wasn't a fan back in the day, didn't really care, but as my son is asking me to explain Michael Jackson to him, what was Michael Jackson like in the '80s, I keep thinking to myself, this is probably like me asking my dad about the Beatles back in the '90s. It's kind of a similar experience. So I'm thrilled that he's starting to get into it. So we bought this, which is it's 2 LPs. It's just the hits. It's on red vinyl. Well done. It's all the Michael Jackson I need, frankly. But so anyway, yeah, my son wanted me to show. There you go. There,
All
it's
right.
on. It's on red vinyl.
Good.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
I don't know what's going to come next, but I hope it's something. So. What's this mean? So many ads already tonight? Is YouTube throwing a whole bunch of ads on here? Because that sucks.
Yeah, I think they're doing that.
Right. And you know what? There's nothing you can do about it, right? Whether you're monetized or not, they're still throwing ads on it, which is
Weird.
shitty. I am monetized, but even if I wasn't, you can't really do much about it. Mike's saying Center in the Square is a great venue in Kitchener. We actually had David Copperfield there. That's cool. Patty ended up on stage. Oh, man, I got to hear that story. Third break in 15 minutes. Good God.
Wait, they break away from. How does that work then?
I don't know how that works
Yeah,
live. Have they done this before? Is there maybe when one of you go, I'll see if I can disable that like if I can block them from putting ads on here, because that's just ridiculous. My apologies, guys. Not much I can do about it, but if there's an option I can turn off, I'll take a look at it in a few minutes. So our topic this evening is music that hasn't aged well. Whether it's a lyric, a song title, an album cover, a whatever, a piece of music or something that at the time maybe sounded like a good idea, but through the lens of today, maybe might not be so appropriate. So I'll just ask that we be careful how we explain things to avoid any of the YouTube police getting upset or whatever. But to that note, Brian is our guest. So Brian, we'll throw it over to you, and I'll see if I can do something about these ads here while you're presenting. So take it away, sir.
Presenting, it sounds so formal.
I know,
really.
It's very formal.
So the first one is the one that I thought of immediately. And to be fair, it did have some controversy at the time, but I guess you'd call it a protest song meets some sort of feminist anthem. And it's from this John Lennon Plastic Ono Band record. I'm sure all of you know what I'm talking about already. The
maybe cover up the word, maybe.
Cover up the word. You know the word. You know the song. I don't think I have to tell you what the song is. Woman is the of the world. And I find it, I remember the first time I heard that and I was really stunned by it because, of course, today, most people wouldn't use that word and most white people wouldn't use that word because we don't own it anymore. So I think it's a really kind of a shocking thing. But at the time, though, I read that some civil rights leaders were okay with it and defended the song. Even the Black Congressional Congressional Black Caucus was okay with it. But there was some protest. And I just kind of think that I understand the purpose of it. It's to kind of position women in a place of as a sort of an underclass of people that are being dominated by white men. And it's sort of this idea that they're slaves to men, that sort of whole thing. That thing, I think that sort of makes sense at some level. But to use that sort of phraseology, I think is a little bit strange. And so even though it was controversial at the time, I think there's probably no chance that I don't think there's any chance that a respected Caucasian artist would use such a word in a song today. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I think it's a kind of a radical approach, and I think at the I guess you could say that the idea behind the song was had sort of good intentions to bring awareness to the plight of women, but the way it was done, I think, is a little bit strange. So that's the first one I thought of, and kind of a strange way to start, but that's the first song that occurred to me. And I think, I don't know. It was included on Shaved Fish as well, which surprised me, but I think on later compilations, it was left off. And to be honest, when you hear the song, apart from that word, the song sounds fine. It's an okay song. So
I was also the first one that I thought of, and I have it in my pile too, and I was going to show it. And you're absolutely right. I mean, the thought behind what he's trying to say, I think, is absolutely valid.
Right.
He just picked a very blunt way of saying it, and I guess that's the point. John's not one to shy away from controversy, right?
Oh, and apparently the phrase actually comes from Yoko Ono. I think she was the person who said it first, and he liked it. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah. First one I thought about as well. I think I've taken care of the ads because it defaults to having a certain ad setting. So I've gone in and changed it because YouTube has made some changes since last week to the creator platform. So I think I've taken care of that.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, good evening. How you doing? Thanks for joining us.
Good evening.
Good evening. Just wanted to be evil and make a note about Miss Marshall's last studio album, announced in 23. Yes, and I said it was 10 years old because she had actually recorded it started recording it in 2016, finished it in 2019, held it back because of the pandemic. So, yes, you're right. That was the release date, but she considers it 10 years old. I saw her in an interview today saying something about it. So. But you are right. Excuse me. Lionel Rich in the house. The lens of today is for the timid and the weak. That argument could certainly be made. I'm not getting into the political correctness thing, so I would stay objectively neutral, even though I do lean a certain way. And we'll just we'll leave it at that, as I don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers. So, okay, Daryl, Tim, who wants to go next?
Well, I'll piggyback off
Okay.
Ryan.
Whatever.
'Cause
Doesn't matter.
Well, I pulled the same thing, but I figured someone was going to pull this, so I pulled another one. But yeah, this one, like, they made a big stink, about when it released last year. They made a big stink about leaving it off, and everyone was kind of saying, "Well, no, leave it on." And I don't know if you guys were following that at all.
Yep.
But yeah. So anyway, I pulled up another John Lennon album. Well, pretty much anything from the '70s. I just pulled Walls and Bridges. I just find a lot of Lennon's stuff, just production-wise, very outdated. Like all the horns.
Oh, that's a good way of looking at it.
It's just like the music is great, but it's just the sound, the production, like the ambiance, or the way that the music is portrayed. It just sounds very dated. And I mean, it could use maybe a better remix, or I don't know, but I just find that a lot of his 70s stuff, basically this one, Mind Games, I find is just all, like, it's not bad. It's just dated.
It sounds like 1975.
For that, yeah, and in my
that
opinion.
is a really interesting way of approaching this topic. Songs that didn't age well. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Richie. Why can't we be friends, man? Like, you won the fucking World Series by a hair. You got to keep pouring salt. I wouldn't be doing that to you, or maybe I would. I don't know. Okay, Daryl, show us something that has not aged well, aside from you and I.
So when I messaged you guys about this topic, it was because I was just listening to Spotify or whatever, and Kesha's TikTok came on, and the first line of the song is, "I wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy." Yeah. And I don't think anybody, based on everything that's going on, would want to feel that way.
Right.
And so I had looked it up, and sure enough, it's on all kinds of songs that aren't gonna age well type thing. And there's a few others from modern day based on words. So I thought it would be kind of a cool topic to do. So I approached you guys about it. And then I asked if any of you were going to show Lennon or certain other artists today. And so I actually held off on Lennon because I was going to show the exact same one that Brian showed. But for similar reasons, and some of mine have to do with a specific word or something that's in the line of the song that either hasn't aged well or it posed controversy at the time, which is kind of continued on through this day. And the first one that came to my mind, even before John Lennon, was this one. And it's Dire Straits and Money for Nothing. Because in the song, right, one of the lines uses the derogatory F word for a homosexual male. And at the time when the song was released, Knopfler came out and he kind of was interviewed about it, and he played it off. I wouldn't say as a joke, but when he was interviewed about it, he was kind of like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I'm not homophobic and all this stuff. So he justified it, stating that the character in the song was kind of this wanker, and it was to make a knock of somebody who actually was homophobic and things like that. To the point where he changed the lyric in the song to the word Queenie, which I suppose one might even argue is maybe just as bad. And now modern versions of its performances, they don't even sometimes even include that set of lyrics in the song at all. They've kind of done like a radio edit. So yeah, Money for Nothing was the first one that came to mind for me, because they did have to go with radio edits and things like that. And then the band chose not to include that particular word in the song anymore. And later on, we'll see if you guys have a specific other one. But there's another artist that I have who has chosen not to perform the specific song at all in any of his performances for a long time for some similar things. So yeah, Dire Straits, Money for Nothing.
Okay, that's a good one. Ryan saying this topic could go on for ages. Yes, it could. Yes, it could. Okay. I love this, man. Neil Diamond. Aside from the fact that it looks like he's, doing something strange on the front cover, this is Hot August Night. Recorded at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles. Fantastic. I love Neil Diamond. I have seen Neil Diamond, and thank God I have, because it was one of the best concerts I've ever seen. Love him. But the song to me that, you look at now and go, hey, what are you trying to say there, Neil? Girl, you'll be a woman soon.
yeah.
Now, he was 26 when he wrote it, and it's supposed to be, encouraging, a girl to, mature and blossom intellectually and, become a young woman. But Neil is quite popular with the ladies. They like to throw their garments at him on stage. That did happen when I saw him in concert. And so you could kind of interpret this a little differently, right? Like he is encouraging someone who may be of questionable age to do something that would make them perceived to be a woman, right? I mean, so I don't think that's necessarily how he intended it, but there's lots on the internet where they're saying, this song could be perceived to be a little bit predatory. I don't think that was Neil's intent, but it's very easy, I think, for folks to perceive it that way. I don't. I just think it's a good song from a fantastic album. So.
And didn't Urge Overkill do a cover version of that for Pulp Fiction?
Yep. Yeah, they absolutely did. Yep.
Yeah. And what is going on in that album cover? I could never figure it out.
Well, it kind of looks like,
I don't know.
He's either trying to bite the head off his giant imaginary zucchini, or he's playing like air saxophone, or
air saxophone.
It's a strange picture for sure.
Yeah,
you gotta love the hair though. Like, look at that hair. Holy moly.
Must be nice.
I can just picture Daryl with that kind of hair back in the day. Me too. I go to the same barber, so.
I have got to bring my mullet wig home and just wear it once.
That'd be fantastic, man. Okay. All right. Round 2. Back to Brian.
All right. So let's move from a lyric to an album cover that hasn't aged very well. This will be no surprise to anyone. I got the Post-it notes out here to cover this up.
Excellent.
And of course, this is obviously, this is like uncorrupted innocence, the sort of juxtaposition between this innocent girl and this technology, which oddly is partly phallic shaped. But there was, to be fair, outrage at the time that this was released. And so there's alternate covers, including this as an alternate cover. But I guess what surprises me is that the record label released it in some markets with this cover, which I found really, really surprising. So I think no record label would do that now. And I think it's also surprising that the band members were seemingly okay with this choice as well. I think it's very weird. So, I guess even though there was outrage at the time, they went ahead with it. And I don't think that would happen now. I mean, I could be wrong, totally wrong, but it's such a strange thing to do. I just don't. The first time I heard about this record, I couldn't believe what I was seeing here. It's just such a really strange thing to do.
Wasn't one of the weird things about that too is that the parents or the guardians or whatever even gave them permission?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, it's really strange.
So yeah, I mean, this is a fine. They should have just gone with this, which is, yeah. And this was released in Canada like this, which seems really strange to me too, because Canada, was always stopping profane or obscene materials at the border, to much offense to everyone else. They were seizing Playboy magazines and whatnot at the border, and yet this was allowed to be sitting in a record store. Some record stores covered it over, so just very odd. And moment in time.
That's a good one. I mean, a good selection. I'm not necessarily. I'm not saying I approve necessarily of the artwork.
I didn't even say it was Blind Faith, did I? So I'm sure everyone already knows that, but I didn't say what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a good record, though. I like the album.
Yeah, pretty good.
I don't own it, but I should.
Do you want this version or do you want a different version?
I want a different version. I'm not a pervert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Right. Yeah, Record Hound's pointing out even the reissues have that cover most of the time.
Weird.
Okay. Tim, what you got?
And on that note, so we're great minds think alike, right? So I had that.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, well, let's, God damn it. So let's let's up the ante. I'm just gonna like cover the whole damn thing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah. So I'm just gonna cover the entire record.
Yeah.
It's actually, hold on. I'm gonna take this. I'm not gonna show it again, but it's actually. Did I have it? Yeah. So this is what the cover was supposed to be. I think this is the actual front of the cover after they switched it out, and it had Uli Roth sign it down there. Even like he was like, I don't want to see the front. I'm like, I don't blame you. I'm like, and I even asked him like, what were you guys thinking? And he's like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
But
weird,
yeah,
weird.
so like anyone in their right mind would not do that these days.
Yep. Richard's saying, "Thank goodness for Post-it notes." Anyone's watching from the Post-it note company.
That's why they were invented.
Yeah.
They were invented to cover record covers.
To the Post-it note company. I mean, we're open to sponsorship deals, so
Yeah.
northernrevolutions@gmail.com. Just saying. All right, Daryl.
Okay, well, I can safely say that I did not have to go and buy out Post-it notes. I don't have any album covers that I have to cover up. A lot of mine deal with the lyrics and things of that nature. So this next one I'm going to show is actually the newest album I have in my collection. It came in yesterday in the mail. I got it off Amazon. And it's a Canadian rock band from the 1990s called Svengali. And there's a song that's on here, the very first song that pretty much went all over Canadian airwaves, called Under the Influence. And I think that it hasn't aged well. It does have the lyrics on the inside, and I normally don't show the vinyl, but it's a pretty cool, they call it an opaque purple, something like that. So I'm gonna, I know that on Facebook you have to watch using this word, so I'll just use the word unliving. Does that sound like a fair thing, so that you don't get your channel dinged? But I think any song in today's world, it doesn't bother me, but if you use the other word, seems to not age well in the modern age. And I think that this song, because it's called Under the Influence, there is a line on here that says, when you slide across the edge of a knife into that word, you're under the influence. I think by today's standards, and I don't think that that's what the song is meaning. I don't think it wants people to take their life or anything like that. It's just a line because it's a rockin' song. But yeah, I think that anytime a song uses specific words that might be considered offensive to some, I know they've even considered changing it, that you're not allowed to even use that word anymore. You got to say unliving or something along those lines. So that's where I went with this one, is Under the Influence, because I love the song. It's one of my favorite songs from a Canadian rock band of the 90s. It's not offensive to me, but it's definitely, for a lot of people, they don't like that word anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Douglas is saying when I bought the Scorpion album Virgin Killer, you could only buy it as an import that way back in the 70s.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to come out here with a highly, highly divisive, very artist that offends a ton of people and just, you know, for pure shock value, this artist just is Taylor Swift. So this is her debut, which originally came out in 2006. And there's a song in here called Picture to Burn. And the original lyric was, so go and tell your friends that I am obsessive and crazy. That's fine. I'll tell mine that you're gay.
Hmm.
The connotation being, you know, if you're gay, that's a negative thing. It's not. Want to be gay? Cool. Whatever. In 2008, when the CD was re-released because she got stupid famous, and when it was pressed on vinyl for the first time, which this is, they changed it to, so go and tell your friends that I'm obsessive and crazy. That's fine. I won't mind if you say. Changed the lyric so that it was a, you know, not offensive to people that are gay. So I don't know if gay people would get offended by that, but, you know, it makes the connotation that there's something wrong with being gay. So Taylor's bank account's pretty offensive to me. I think she's earned every goddamn penny. So good on her. Anyway, yeah, I mean, you don't tend to think of Taylor as being offensive. I mean, there's a lot of people that can't stand her for a bunch of reasons, but that's one sign that didn't age well, I guess you could say. So much so that within 2 years, the label made her change it. So there you go. All caught up in the chat. So we're back to Brian.
All right. So when I was thinking about, you know, songs that didn't age well in terms of like a negative or controversial things, I actually went with the song that it didn't age well because it's a little bit ironic, and that's Amy Winehouse from Back to Black. We have Rehab, in which she quite clearly states that she's not going to go to rehab. In fact, she'd rather listen to her like Danny Hathaway and get all the therapy she needs from listening to excellent music. And then, of course, she ends up dying at age 27, despite the protest in the song that she's never going to go back to rehab, which I think is really ironic. So, yeah, so not like it's kind of a sad story ultimately, and not something that's, you know, negative or controversial in any way, but just sort of a strange turn of events when you think about it, how, you know, it's just so demonstrative that she can handle things her own way, and then ultimately she could not. Great song though. I really like the song and the album, but that's just a weird turn of events. So I can show you the back of this if you're curious. Yeah, very interesting. 2006.
Certainly did not age well. You're absolutely right. I thought about that one too, but I don't have it. I'm not an Amy Winehouse fan, so.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the second one that popped in my head because I know the song. I'm like, yeah, someone's probably going to show that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
A good one. That's thinking outside the box. I would have never thought of that one.
Right.
Okay. Tim.
Okay. I'm going to go. I'm showing this.
Oh, no. Yeah, I picked that one. God damn it. Go ahead.
For real?
Yes.
We're on the same wavelength. Last track.
Run for your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, what is it? The opening line, I'd rather see you dead.
You better run for your life,
if you
little
can.
girl.
Like, hide your head in the sand.
And little
see
girl.
with the other man. That's
catch
the
you
end.
with another man. That's the end. Yeah.
Like he's gonna, like, even Lennon is going on interviews saying that, you know, he's kind of.
That's the song he sort of regretted writing later in life. He said it was his
right.
least favorite Beatles song or something like that.
And for a Beatles song, you know, that's all about, you know,
Right.
love and.
I mean, I don't know that it. I don't know. I don't think you take it literally, right? I think it's basically saying, if I catch you with somebody else, our relationship is over. I mean, that's what they're saying. But if
Yeah,
you
but
take
he
it
does-
literally,
But it has gone to extremes though. Like that's pretty. Like the
Yeah.
opening line, "I'd rather see you dead."
again, are you going to take that literally? But yeah,
No, but I mean, coming from Lennon though, he's got a literal sense of humor. Like,
right. Yeah.
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 poor
And
Lennon.
to take it one step further, he's talking about if you're unfaithful to me,
Yeah.
there's going to be bitter consequences. And that same year, he divorced his wife because he had, he was having an affair with Yoko Ono.
Yeah.
Yet another layer to it not aging well. So, yeah, I pulled that one. I was gonna. Where's mine here? I was gonna show this, but I'm gonna show it right now. Why not? I'm gonna skip my turn. I showed it too, but I'm gonna show this because I just want to brag. Mine is a UK mono first pressing. So
Nice.
this
This is the. This is just the mono 2014.
Well, if you're gonna have one, that's the one to listen to. So
Yeah.
I like those. Okay, Daryl.
Okay, so this next one kind of toys with the idea. Like we've all seen The Simpsons, Family Guy, South Park, American Dad, all those shows, and they're super funny shows for people that watch them and they enjoy them and that kind of thing. And it's this idea that there's a lot of stereotyping tropes in those shows. So I'm actually going to show a KTEL record, and I'm going to talk about 3 tracks that are on this KTEL record because they all meet this exact same, I guess, criteria.
Let her rip.
So I have a KTEL record called Nutty Numbers.
Yes, sir.
Now, based on this, you can, I don't know if you can, like Speedy Gonzalez and the Mexican hat and all that kind of thing. So the cover is, I guess, I mean, it's stereotyping, but there's 3 tracks on here that I don't think would go very well on any mainstream radio today, just based on the entire, I guess, stereotyping that's in it. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with these 3 songs, but there is one by Pat Boone called Speedy Gonzalez, in which it's just literally like he's talking like a Mexican chipmunk. I don't know if it was a chipmunk or something like that. There's another one by Joey Cheddar called Peppino the Italian Mouse. But I think the most egregious one that's on here, and I remember this when I was a kid, there's a song on here, and for Canadians and I guess Native Americans, this one would probably be, I don't think I've heard this song played on a radio in 30 plus years. There's a song called Mr. Custer by Larry Verne. And there's actually a point in the song where there's like arrows shooting and they're like trying to scalp the characters that's in the song. And he sings in like a Native American voice. Yeah. So anyway, any songs in which there are stereotypes that were, I mean, back then would have been considered normal, but are pretty derogatory today, don't age very well.
I've never heard that one, so I don't know that one. I mean, I know Nutty Numbers, but I just didn't know that song.
I have never heard it.
Nope. Okay. We're all caught up on the comments here, so we'll throw it back over to Brian. I'm going to go pull a record because since Tim took mine, I had another thought pop in my head. So take it away, Brian.
All right. So this is a case of a song that I heard many times over the years, and I didn't realize what the lyrics were actually about in any detail until maybe 35 years after it came out. And that's from an album by Dexy's Midnight Runners. Well, Kevin Rowland and Dexy's Midnight Runners called 2Rye-A. And there's a song in here called Come On Eileen, which I'm sure you all know, right? So there's the idea that, well, one idea is that he's simply trying to seduce a woman, but because in the song he sings a line that says, "Now you're grown, so grown," now I must say more than ever. You know, he talks about thinking about her in that dress. So there's this idea that she's now of age where she wasn't before. So now he's more interested in her. And on the back, under the song, it says, "And though spiritual seduction might seem more my aim, right now I just want to take off all your clothes and do something dirty to you." So in the context of a woman who's probably just reached womanhood, he might have been eyeing her for a while. I don't know. It's kind of strange. And the weird thing is, I never really clued into those lyrics. I just knew like the chorus and some of the lyrics, but never really clued into that until someone pointed it out to me, saying, "You realize what the song is about?" And I said, "I have no idea what the song is about." And there we find out that it's maybe not as wholesome as I thought it was. So yeah, it took a long time, but I finally got there. From 1982. That song was actually
it's a great song, but yeah, the questionable lyrics.
Yeah.
There was a Scottish teacher that used to teach at my school, and he actually had a T-shirt that said, "I came on Eileen."
Oh my God.
He used to wear it to parties.
This song was actually on the juke. This is going to tell you how old I am. This song was actually on the jukebox in my high school cafeteria, and people would play it. Yeah. So, come on, let's take off everything. Yeah. Well, interesting.
Record Hound is saying Mel Blanc, the comedic voice actor for all the cartoons, was Speedy Gonzales on that Pat Boone song, Mr. Custer's, about how indigenous people were going to wipe out Custer's men. Peppino was originally by Lou Monte, who sang in English and Italian. I don't know. Okay. Tim.
All right. I am going to show this record. And why? Brown Sugar.
Yeah.
Which I guess is about like black, like the it's like basically like slavery and stuff, isn't it? In a way. So that's kind of, I like this. This is like the it's got the zipper function. One of the older pressings is just kind of cool. I don't see that one too much, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I find that cover unsettling. There's a little too much bulge on the front cover for my liking.
well, that's intentional, right?
I know, but
Which is probably another conversation in itself, right? Like,
I mean, it's kind of like Neil Diamond playing the air saxophone, I guess.
yeah. So the cover probably falls into the same category tonight too.
Look at Mr. Comedian. That cover wouldn't fly these days. Different waiters and waitresses, folks. Richard's here all night.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brown Sugar. It's one I kind of thought about.
Sure.
Which is weird because I don't like. I'm not a huge like. I have a Stones collection, but they're not kind of my go-to. But I did have this record in my collection, so bulge and all.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I mean, follow that, Daryl.
Well, I'm going to follow this with I'm going to refer back to your Neil Diamond situation here. And in fact, I could talk about two songs on this. One related to like the Neil Diamond thing, and another one related to something else. So why don't we talk about another member of the Beatles? We'll talk about Ringo Starr, and we'll talk about the song "You're 16."
Oh, come on.
You're beautiful and you're mine. And he was what, 30 years old by this time?
He was
Late 20s, early 30s. So kind of predatory lyrics, I guess one would say.
I mean, you can make the argument he didn't write it. It's a cover, but still,
That is true. That is true.
You got a 30-year-old man singing about how he's lusting after a 16-year-old. It's a catchy song. And
actually, I don't know if any of you are going to show the other Beatles one. There, I was in a cover band up here, and there's a song that the Beatles do that we refused to continue playing because we were a group of teachers, and we're like, yeah, we're not playing that song anymore. Which it was covered by Tiffany later in the 80s. I saw her standing there.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
So that
I thought you were gonna say you weren't gonna do Maxwell Silver Hammer because the teacher gets murdered. That song.
No, it had to do with that. But if I don't want to talk about the year 16, we could also look at the No No song as well, where he's talking about 10-pound bags of cocaine. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, that lots of artists still talk about drugs and alcohol in their music, but that one there is a, that one's going to get you arrested at the border no matter what, no matter where you're crossing. So yeah, a little bit of Ringo cover version, but being sung by a 30-year-old man or close to 30-year-old man at the time was not going to age very well later on.
So, Daryl, I suppose another song that wouldn't be good for a teacher's band would be Don't Stand So Close to Me by the Police. That probably wouldn't work very well.
For sure.
I was going to show it too because it's on this album. Yeah. Okay. We got to do this, Daryl. We got to do your favorite band.
All right.
If there's any way that I could squeeze Daryl's favorite band into an episode every week, I'm going to do it.
Brian's too, by the looks of it.
I know Brian is excited about this too.
Yeah.
You guys are both massive ABBA fans. This is Voulez-Vous from, I don't know, 1980, I don't know what, 79. There's a song in here called Does Your Mother Know? That song, let me just pull up the lyrics here.
I'm not the biggest ABBA fan, so this is new to me.
Okay.
I just know the big hits. That's all I know.
That was a big hit.
It was a big hit.
Was it?
It's in the movie Mamma Mia, but sung by a woman. But originally on the album, it's sung by, I think Bjorn sings it.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, then Benny sang it, but I'm pretty sure it was Bjorn. Let me just quote you the first few lines here.
Okay.
Bearing in mind, this is a married man at the time. Man being the key word. You're so hot, teasing me. So you're blue, and I can't take a chance on a chick like you. That's something I wouldn't do. There's that look in your eyes. I can read on your face that your feelings are driving you wild. Ah, girl, but you're only a child.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can dance with you, honey. I think it's funny. Does your mother know that you're out? Dude, you're a grown man. And you're talking about a girl that's flirting with you, and you're going, I could, but I shouldn't. So that's inappropriate. Great song. Love the song. Catchy as hell. Not a lot of ABBA songs were sung by Bjorn or Benny. So, it's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That ABBA song was even cringe back in the day. Bjorn sings it. I was right. There you go. So, yeah, there you go. ABBA. Love the song. It's a little, it's weird. I guess it's a double standard. In the movie Mamma Mia, Christine Baranski's character, who's a, I don't know, mid-40s, late 40s woman, is singing that song about a young guy who's a friend of the groom in the movie who's probably 20, early 20s. And in that context, it's, it's playful, it's fun because there's this young guy flirting with this older woman, and that's okay. But when it's the other way around, it's kind of cringy. I'm not commenting on the validity of that. I'm just providing some context for how that song is used. So there you go. But if you're going to get an ABBA album, Tim, I would start with Voulez-Vous. Or Super Trooper. Those would be the ones I'd start with.
Yeah. I don't dislike them. I just don't listen to them.
Well, you're missing out, man. You're missing out. I don't get why Brian doesn't
my guilty pleasures of ABBA. Like if I do listen to ABBA, I'm like, I want to hear that. Is I like Chiquitita.
Chiquitita. I love that song.
I like Name of the Game.
Yep.
I like Name of the Game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Rob, I can tell you why I don't like ABBA. It's very easy to explain. Is that my dad, the world's largest ABBA freak. He had imports from Sweden. He had them singing in Swedish. He had just everything. It was a massive collection, and I heard it every day. He loved 8-track, so he'd put on the 8-track, and it wouldn't just play around once. It'd go for 6 hours, and he played in his car. He had a cassette deck in his car, and
that's fantastic.
Just ABBA. But in the context of ABBA, another song you could have chosen is When I Kissed the Teacher. Do you know that song?
Yes, absolutely. I know every ABBA song. Are you kidding me?
That's the one I thought at first when you mentioned ABBA. I was like, yeah, When I Kiss the Teacher. That's a creepy song, man. She gets up and kisses the teacher in front of the class. He blushes. Hilarious.
I need some ABBA singing in Swedish. That's what I need.
Yeah, it's pretty strange.
Actually, have you guys heard the musical Chess?
No.
Have you heard
Yes.
Chess? So basically, it's ABBA on Broadway.
Yeah.
Bjorn and Benny wrote this musical called Chess, and it's basically, you know, the song "One Night in Bangkok."
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
from that musical. They wrote that song. Anyway,
Oh.
it's from the musical Chess, and it's basically just about two grandmasters, two guys like the American grandmaster and the Russian grandmaster, and they're battling each other out for the big tournament, right? But they're like this one woman, they're both eyeing the same woman, and she can't decide between the two. Anyway, it's a Broadway. It was written by them. Anyway, it sounds like ABBA on Broadway.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I actually really I liked that.
I'm gonna have to put on my list getting some ABBA in Swedish.
Hmm.
I mean, I know they did it. I've heard Waterloo in Swedish, and it's great. I don't speak Swedish, but sign me up. I love it. I love it. What's Record Hound saying? The cringiest song that way is "Young Girl" by Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. I don't know that I know that song. I know Gary Puckett, obviously, but I don't know if I know that song. Okay, back to Brian.
All right. Well, I'm going to show an album that no one in the entire vinyl community would expect that I own, and I'm only going to show it tonight and never again because it fits. One of the songs fits perfectly, and that is the soundtrack to Grease, and the song, which I'm sure you already know, is "Summer Nights," where there's this refrain like "Tell me more, tell me more. Did you get very far?" And then the girls say, tell me more, tell me more. Does he have a car?" And then "Tell me more, tell me more. Did she put up a fight?" Which is interesting because it sort of, that's the whole, I guess it's meant to be, it's like, was it the 50s or something, where the idea of conquest and, so did she put up a fight? Kind of a terrible lyric. And it seemed to work then. I don't think anyone ever thought there was anything wrong with that lyric, but thinking about it now, when did this come out? I have no idea. 78. So thinking about it now, it seems like just a terrible thing to ask. Did she put up a fight? Come on, really? So yeah, that's a crazy song. Yeah. So I'll never show that record again.
I do not own that, but I must say, if you want to listen to Grease, this is a vastly superior soundtrack. Grease 2. I mean, and a vastly superior movie. I just got to say.
If you say so.
I
have seen the film only once, and I only saw it within the last 5 years. I hadn't seen it until then.
You don't even need to see the whole movie. You just need to see the scene with Michelle Pfeiffer on the ladder singing Cool Rider, and you're set for life.
Really? Nice gatefold in here, though. Look at that. Pretty cool.
Hold on. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Pretty cool. Anyway, enough of that. Put that back in the bin.
I think I've seen that movie twice, and I've seen Grease 2 like 45 times. Okay. I don't know how I follow that, but
It kind of reminded me like that, based on you're putting up a fight and all that. It kind of goes, it segues. I don't have the song on anything, but that, that Christmas song where she like
Baby It's Cold Outside.
Yeah, kind of where she like, yeah, that hasn't, I know they tried to change the words to that. I don't think it flew, but I think they tried to or something at one point.
Excuse me. Apologize, I'm coughing a little bit. Got an allergy, seasonal allergy kind of deal. Record Hound is saying he's surprised Brian didn't mention Greased Lightning. Yeah, well, that's another one. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, so.
All right, Tim, take it away.
All right. Well, this is going to be just a kind of a simple, straightforward cover. I flipping through, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I haven't listened to this since it came out. It's not even that great, but I'm sort of a completionist when it comes to this artist, so I bought it, and it just sits there. But that's this cover. Like, I get it. It came out during COVID. It's Elton John.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the whole mask thing and I'm like, really? Like, we're already 2026, and I look at this and I'm like, okay, I get it. But 10, 20 years down the road, people are going to be like, why is he wearing a mask?
Right.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I just don't get that album cover at all.
Well, and I guess you could add to that masking was a contentious issue with a lot of folks.
Yeah.
And which
Well, all the songs on here are basically collaborations, everything. But it's all, I guess it's during COVID, so it was all done, I'll send the tape to you or whatever.
Yeah.
No one was actually in really the studio together. So
it was such a,
Yeah.
landmark disruptive event for all of us in the population at that time. But, in 10 years, is my 10-year-old son going to give a shit? No, because he was 5 at the time and will barely remember it. So,
yeah. But just anyone, let's say 30 years from now, anyone listening to Elton John
right.
and deep dives into his record, into his discography, is probably going to come across this and be like, what the hell is this?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You could have even included, like, if you had it, like Van Morrison went the other way, where he wrote an entire album about
Yeah. You know what would have been cool?
anti-COVID and
Like if they did
conspiracy, and he just went nuts about it.
He did.
Yeah, you know what would have been neat is if Elton was here or something anyway, and then there was just pictures of people like taking their own picture, sending them in, and doing like a collage of shots, making the album or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. It was a pretty contentious time.
Yeah.
And some artists used that kind of a thing, and others went the conspiracy route, and just because I would argue that the Van Morrison one's not going to age very well either, because later on people are going to go, what the heck is he blabbering on about?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Daryl.
Okay, so I had to bring up my phone for this one because I needed to make sure that I approached it a certain way. And so, Rob, you decided that you wanted to show ABBA in your last one. Well, I mean, it just so happens that I've got like one of your favorite artists coming up right here now too. And this stems all the way back to Brian's very first choice, and it has to do with the exact same word that is used in the John Lennon song, but Bob Dylan's Hurricane also went that route.
Of what?
Where the line goes, and to the black folks, he was just a crazy. No one doubted that he pulled the trigger, and though they could not produce the gun, the DA said that he was the one who did the deed, and all the white jury agreed. So it's a contentious issue to begin with, right? It's about a boxer, Reuben Hurricane. I'm not sure what his name is, but he was
Reuben Carter.
put on trial for a murder.
Reuben Carter.
Yeah, and so I mean, my understanding of it is, and Brian, if you want to add to this, that Dylan kind of even had to rewrite some of the lyrics and stuff to the song because they were worried about like the witnesses' names were used in the song, or at least it would be easy to figure it out. So he had to kind of rewrite some of the lyrics. And, some people said, it was just this idea of a white guy using a word like that and writing a song about a black boxer who was convicted of a crime. It just doesn't, it's a great song. Love the song. But it just, the word and some of the lyrics to the song just haven't aged well, based on the fact that, like I said, it was a white singer that wrote and sang the song.
Yeah, and clearly with the best intention, Dylan had the best intentions in mind, because he, as well as many other people, felt that the boxer was not guilty. So yeah, it was all supportive, but interesting choice of words, to say the least.
His conviction was overturned by the Association of the Wrongly Convicted or whatever.
Right.
And there's a great movie, The Hurricane. Great movie. I love it. Well, it's funny that you should pull that. As soon as you said Bob Dylan, I became unsettled, because obviously I can't stand Bob Dylan. But also because I thought you were going to mention this song. The Mighty Quinn the Eskimo.
Oh, yeah,
I don't have the Bob Dylan version. This is the Manfred Mann version. But Dylan wrote it when he was in Woodstock, New York, recording the Basement Tapes with the band. It's not on that album, but God, I'm sorry. Please hold. Much better. I mean, the song itself is essentially, I don't pretend to understand Dylan, nor do I want to, but essentially the song is about the arrival of this heroic figure, the mighty Quinn, and, everyone rejoice when he, arrives. But, I mean, the part of it that doesn't age well, obviously, is the word Eskimo.
Yeah.
Obviously, Canada has a very large population of those folks, and ever since we were kids in the 80s, that word is highly frowned upon. It's not quite the N word, but they extremely dislike that word because I believe it means flesh eater.
Yeah.
So now you will not find the word Eskimo anywhere. They prefer to be called Inuit. So there you go. Yes, cheese grater. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to throw it back to Brian because it's his turn. I'm quickly going to run upstairs, refill my water bottle, and say goodnight to my son, and I'll be back in about a minute and a half. So the floor is yours, Brian.
I'm going to time you. So I'm going to show a song that was massively controversial at the time, which seems weird because we're talking about songs that didn't age well. But now it's come to the point where the band, I think, really stopped playing it and changed the lyrics because of the outcry. And the funny thing, I was totally oblivious. So let me tell you the song on The Cure's "Boys Don't Cry." Well, in fact, this is the Canadian weird issue of the first Cure record. Other places, it's Three Imaginary Boys. But anyway, there's a song in here called "Killing an Arab," which you'll never be able to read there. But it's a very interesting song based on Albert Camus' novel, this existentialist novel about a man who kills an Arab on the beach because of this. I mean, it's a really philosophical question of why he did it. But it's, if you read the novel, it sort of makes sense in the novel, but it is a very strange thing to do. And so I think Robert Smith's idea behind the song was it was an anti-racist song. And the funny thing is there was that kerfuffle about the song, and then I hadn't heard any of that because I got into The Cure sometime after that, of course. And I listened to the song and never thought anything about it because I'd read the book and thought, oh, this is about the Camus novel. Fine. And then when I saw them in concert the first time, they played the bass line to it as a tease, but didn't play the song. And now I think they sometimes will sing "Kissing in Arab," which kind of makes the song kind of pointless in a way. So a really interesting song. So it was instantly criticized, and yet it took that many years now for them to stop playing it. In fact, when I saw them, I think it was probably mid 80s. At that point, they had stopped playing it, and now they, I think they had to change the lyrics or just avoid it altogether. It's kind of sad because it's a really good song, and just one of those really bizarre things about about that song. I just find it really interesting that people don't explore the meaning of the song. And I think there were stickers on the album originally describing what the song was really about and that kind of thing. So anyway. Classic case of a song that was, I guess, misinterpreted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Cure, they're a good band. I like The Cure.
Yeah. But I guess it's a tough one to, I mean, even if you knew the background, it is maybe a tough song to listen to. If you don't really, I guess for the average person, they're not going to know maybe. So I can see why there's, I can see why people are upset about it, but it's a pretty cool song.
I don't think they would probably do it live. Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, there's a few bands that have stopped playing certain songs live. I'm like I said, I'm probably going to talk about one shortly, which I'm going to use as a placeholder because I don't have the album. But same idea. They stopped performing the song for 30 years now. I think it is.
Oh.
It'll be coming up on a future pick, but.
All right.
Oh, dear.
I forgot the time. I forgot to time you, Rob. After all, so
That was a minute and a half. Hang on. What did I miss?
Oh,
The
Cure, Killing an Arab.
Ah, all right. Richard's saying, I wonder if the Australian band Eskimo Joe will have to change their name.
Well, the Edmonton Eskimos changed their name.
They did
They did, yeah.
to the Edmonton Elk,
Yeah.
which is a stupid name.
But it's still EE. So
Well, and didn't the Rough Riders are now the Redbacks, because I guess
Yeah.
the Rough Riders carried a native connotation. So
right.
whatever. If that's what they prefer, then absolutely. Who am I to judge?
They're not the Rough Riders anymore, no?
Ottawa. They're still
Ottawa, the Ottawa
Saskatchewan.
Red. Saskatchewan's still the Rough Riders,
Yes.
but the Ottawa Rough Riders are now the Ottawa Redbacks.
Yeah.
What do you got there, Tim?
Okay. Sorry, this one slipped through the cracks earlier on, so I have to bust out the Post-it notes again.
Okay.
So, because
Shout
that's,
out Post-it
that's
note
why they
company.
were invented. But I've got this cover.
Oh, yeah.
Jimi Hendrix.
Right.
So, like, again, like, not you don't need one. You know, we need 8 of them.
The more the merrier. I
But
guess.
what's the story behind this cover? Do you guys know offhand?
Nope.
Like, obviously there is one. What's the back? What is the back of the album? Nope, the album's more. Those so we got 16 instead of 8. Okay.
Oh, well, you know, why settle for 8 when you can have 16, I guess?
That's right. I was gonna show you the back of the record. I can't even do that.
You're gonna run out of Post-it notes. Shout out to the Post-it note company. We're accepting
Yeah.
sponsorship.
I'm actually using Bianca's work notes like her. She's like, where the hell are all my Post-it notes?
There you
Don't worry
go.
about it.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't get the story behind why they did that, why they need 8 on the front and 8 on the back, but
Who
Symmetry.
knows?
maybe someone from the gallery knows the story behind that.
I'm waiting for Record Hound, who's like our historian archivist, the guy that knows all the details about everything. I'm waiting for his explanation, because he probably
Yeah.
knows. Okay, we'll throw it over to Daryl here.
Okay, so this next one, I don't know if this isn't aged well. Not the song itself, because the song itself is like one of their biggest hits. But I think the message of the song and the music video to the song haven't aged well, because of the type of society that we live in, specifically here in North America. I think it's definitely portrayed a lot more in the media in the United States. So I'm going to go with Pearl Jam, and that's the song Jeremy, which is about a kid that kills himself in a classroom. But based on and the music video, you get the idea in the music video. So I think that hasn't aged well, just with what is happening in North American schools, right? With gun violence in school, gangs in school, bullying in schools, all that kind of stuff. So the message is there, but I think that the video doesn't age well, because this is the kind of stuff in a lot of places, and especially in the United States. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen in Canada, because we've had many incidents in the last few years. But school violence, I don't know if a lot of people want to be reminded of it. And I suppose we could also use, I don't know if anybody's going to show it if they have it, but Pumped Up Kicks is another one, which I got a story about that. Actually, my school, they play music between classes or in the morning and during lunchtime to get the kids to school. And there was a VP that we had, and he didn't realize what the message of that song was, and he played it. And somebody called him and said, you need to take that song off right now. Like, it's not for getting kids to class music, right? So I think when it comes to that kind of thing, the message is clear, but is it something that people want to hear all the time based on what our society looks like today?
Yeah. Speaking of things that are upsetting, it is the top of the 8th, and the Jays and the Astros are still tied.
Yeah.
But that's not the upsetting part. The upsetting part is it's tied, and we bring in Jeff fucking Hoffman.
I guess they can't trade him because no one wants him.
And you know, my app is just my app is about a minute behind schedule, but my best friend just sends me an emoji that is a sad face with a water gun and an explosion, and he says Hoffman. So I can only assume that Jeff Hoffman has just given up a home run and cost us the game, because that's what that worthless piece of shit. Of course, that's exactly what happened.
For real?
Yes, it's now 2-1.
Why don't they just bench him?
Why do you bring in Jeff Hoffman when we either have a small lead or it's tied? He lost Game 7 of the World Series, and he has blown 15 saves.
You know, even Tim's Ottawa Senators have had half a brain, and they traded away Captain Tkachuk this year.
Right? Jeff Hoffman is the biggest disgrace to ever wear the Toronto Blue Jays uniform. And John Schneider can't manage his way out of a wet paper bag. And that's why I'm wearing the Dunedin Blue Jays hat, because they could beat the Toronto Blue Jays. God damn, I'm angry. And now I'm going to talk about self-gratification. Because that's what you do after Jeff Hoffman. He blew his load, so, I don't have the actual album that this song is on. But we're going to talk about Chuck Berry and his song, My Ding-a-Ling. Listen, it's a fun song, right?
I forgot about this song.
it's a play on words, and the way that every verse concludes is I ended up playing with my ding-a-ling, or they caught me playing with my ding-a-ling, or you're playing with your ding-a-ling. In the song, a ding-a-ling is a little toy, like it's like a little toy with a bell on it or something, but
it's not.
The innuendo is self-gratification. So, it's funny because I have on CD like the essential Chuck Berry greatest hits, and there's a live version of that. And the whole audience is singing this song, and they do it as a round, this group, you sing this line, and this group, it's a whole thing, and it's hilarious. But in this day and age, is someone going to put out a song about flogging the bishop? I don't know.
Notice on your cover, how about Sweet Little 16 while you're at it?
Well, sure. Yeah, you can go there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of.
I think back in the 60s, it was just acceptable because there's a ton of songs that age range seemed normal in the lyrics.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You got Kiss Christine 16 as well, right?
Yeah.
I think 16 was the cutoff point. You can go lower than 16.
I mean, I guess not to get in the into the weeds on it, but I mean, I think that's the consenting age in a lot of countries like the UK and Canada, and I don't know what it is in the States. I don't want to know what it is because I'm a happily married 48-year-old man with a 48-year-old wife, and but I think maybe that's, and I guess it's a different time, right? I mean, people would get married when they were 20 back in the 50s, right? So,
yeah. Happy Birthday, Sweet 16 by Neil Sedaka.
Yep. What about the Rolling Stones song, Rocks Off? Yeah.
Oh, exactly. There's a few Rolling Stones, yeah.
Some girls.
I mean, there's a million Kiss songs that are wildly inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay. Back to Brian.
Well, that Sweet 16 song, this isn't the one I'm going to show, but I'll just mention it quickly. I was thinking of Sexy and 17 by the Stray Cats. But let's move on to a cover, which I don't think, I don't know, I can't imagine someone using it today. Although at the time I thought it was pretty interesting. Never mind from Nirvana. Right? I mean, not to mention the fact that despite there being a legal agreement and payment, the guy sued them anyway many times, which I think is crazy. So you have that issue, I guess, if you use a naked baby on your album cover. I thought it was a very interesting album cover, especially with the money there. But I just think it was a little misguided. I mean, maybe I'm wrong there, but like if it was a girl, I don't think you could show a girl genitalia on an album cover.
Definitely a double standard.
For sure. And I mean, this is very cute. If you're a dad, big deal. It's fine. It's a kid, but it is a kind of an alarming choice. I mean, I think when I first saw it, I was a little surprised that this actually existed. And looking back, it just seems like a strange thing to do, kind of punk in a way, I suppose. But yeah, I don't think I kind of have the feeling that a record company wouldn't even release something like that now, and I think people would be upset about it. But it is an iconic album.
I think what's really funny about that cover is the kid that's on the cover sued much later on. He lost his case because he was suing that he never gave his parents consent to put him in the water on a cover.
You know what he should have won in that lawsuit? He should have won the dollar bill that he was chasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It certainly was an eye-catching cover, though. I mean, it had a statement, I suppose.
Yep. Agreed. Okay, Tim.
So this one is a little bit of a stretch, but a couple of my records were already taken, so I'm like, I'll pull this one because it came to mind. And you showed your son pull it earlier. I'm showing this record, and the reason why I'm showing this record is not because it's aged well. Everything, the song. There's a song on. It won't be on your greatest hits that you bought your son, but it's a song called "They Don't Care About Us," and it's got a lot. Like the song is great. It doesn't. It has aged well. He was going to play it on his tour if he didn't pass away. But it has a lot of derogatory racial comments about religion and racism. And like, this is a very, very angry album. Like, there's not one happy song on this album. It's just him ranting and ranting and ranting after all that BS from the 90s. And he just goes off and he's swearing and everything on this record. It's crazy. But like, there's this song, like they have it if you buy it now, they bleep it and blip it out. So I guess for them to do that, it's a lot of, They Don't Care About Us. It's awesome song. It's about police brutality and racism and all this religion. Like, he just goes nuts. He just goes off on how wrong the world is. And it's a great song, but something that probably no one would, the words that he uses in this would probably not fly today, but he got away with it in the 90s and they later blipped it out and stuff. But yeah.
Richard saying, I'll never understand how any Cannibal Corpse album ever got released.
Really? Yeah.
Or what's that? You know what I say about Cannibal Corpse? You are what you eat.
And the funniest thing is, Cannibal Corpse is not even the worst of it. That's the worst part about it. There's some that go far beyond Cannibal Corpse now. Crazy.
Are they comparable to like Slipknot or whatever? I don't really listen to that stuff, but Slipknot's a band that I look at them like, oh God, I don't.
All right, so my next choice kind of falls into a specific category, I think, and that's the category of comedy albums. I don't think comedy albums, for the most part, age well. Whether it's Cheech and Chong, whether it's George Carlin, especially not, what's his name? I'm running a blank, but Bill Cosby. Definitely not going to age well with anything that's on his. I'm going to go with a Canadian version on this one, of Canadian duo comedy group, and I'm going to go with McLean and McLean.
Yeah.
And they're sucking their way to the top. However, not only are they sucking their way to the top, they're taking the O out of country. So I'll let you guys figure out what that spells. So we'll go with that. But I mean, this whole album just has some. I mean, what did we refer to this? I think they called it toilet comedy or toilet rock or something like that. It's got Dolly Parton's breasts, I guess we'll say. We're not going to use the word, but Dolly Parton's on there. They've got the song "Fuck Ya" on here. I've seen pubic hair.
Hello.
Anyway, comedy from the 1970s in a I always wanted to go back in a time machine to the late 70s, early 80s and walk into like just one of those dive bars where people are just smoking 20 packs a day and drinking beers, listening to a comedy duo, and just see what that atmosphere would have been like. But I just don't think any of that comedy, because A, the humor doesn't make sense for most people now, and B, the lyrical content using some of the words is just, yeah, it's something to be desired. You look at the Wedding album, Cheech and Chong's Wedding album, which I think is hilarious, but there's just certain things on there, like Basketball Jones on the Cheech and Chong one is kind of borderline, and anyway, it was funny at the time, but I don't know how many people are going to think it's funny today.
Probably true.
Well, you made me think of a record, Daryl. I love this. I don't know if any of you guys will know this. Showdown, Welcome to the Rodeo.
Oh yeah,
The rodeo song.
yeah.
The rodeo song. So, recommended for adult audiences only. This came out in 1980. These are some Canadians from Leduc, Alberta, which is where the airport is, just outside of Edmonton. So I'll tell you this story real quick. When I was in grade school, my best friend Graham, who's still my best friend, we had this other friend named Ron, and he was nuts. Like, I'm surprised he didn't end up in prison for murdering somebody. He was crazy. And he used to walk around singing this song that went, well, it's 40 below and I don't give a fuck. Got a heater in my truck and I'm off to the rodeo. Well, piss me off, you fucking jerk. Here comes Johnny with his dick in his hand. He's a one-balled man. He's off to the rodeo. And we just thought, like, this is some stupid shit he's making up, right? This is in the 80s, right? No internet. Fast forward like 15 years. I'm working at Canadian Tire. And one lunch hour, every Canadian Tire has a hot dog stand in front of it for our American friends. I'm at the hot dog stand, having a hot dog, and my friend Paul, who worked in the auto parts department, he's like 20 years older than me. He's standing there, and he's waiting for his hot dog, and he's going, that's 40 below, and I don't give a fuck, got a heater. And I'm like, Paul, is that a real song? He goes, yeah, it's a rodeo song. I'm like, what? I said, for 20 years, I thought my stupid, insane friend had made this song up. And I'm like, I got to find that song. So I went on a mission at record shows to find the rodeo song back in the 90s, and I did. I mean, you're never going to hear this kind of stuff today. This is not a comedy album. This is a country album that happens to have a fairly song on it. But, yeah, the rodeo song. Here comes Johnny with his dick in his hand. Great song. It's funny. And then on their album after this, they did the Canadian Beavers edition, which you guys remember Alvin and the Chipmunks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All they did is they took the audio, sped it up, and instead of it being the Chipmunks, it was the Canadian Beavers, but it sounded like Alvin and the Chipmunks. There you go.
In grade 7, my teacher left the room for a moment, and a guy ran to the front and sang the rodeo song for the entire class.
Nice.
So
Nice.
hilarious.
It was funny because the day that I heard it, when my buddy at Canadian Tire sang it and I got the information, as soon as I got home, I called my buddy Graham and, dude, that song that Ron used to sing, that's a real song. No way. You know, this is what we had to do, kids, before the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay, Brian, back to you.
All right, I'm going to choose. I hate Christmas music, but I'm choosing my favorite Christmas song, and some of you already know what I'm going to choose, and that's from the Pogues, If I Should Fall from Grace with God. Of course, Fairy Tale of New York, which existed as this fantastic song from 1988 until I don't know when someone who wasn't a Pogues fan discovered that there was bad words in that song and decided to say something about it. So it's the F slander sung by this man. And I think Shane MacGowan went on to say that he gave these words to the characters in the songs because he felt it was something they would have said given, his understanding of those characters. So he says this, there's two words that are used. So there's the F slur towards him, and then in response he calls her an SLUT, right? So there's two words in there that are sort of objectionable to some people, but it does fit the tune, like the narrative of the song. It kind of makes sense because they kind of fall in love and fall out of love at the same, pretty quickly. And so again, it's like Money for Nothing, where it's the character speaking, but of course that song, it's bleeped when they play it on the radio now. So at least they still play it because I think it's a pretty fantastic song, and I do like it, but I can see why some people are upset about it. But it took a while. Like when I first heard that, I wondered why people weren't making an issue of it. But it took many years before, in my opinion, or from my experience, it took a while before people tuned into it or realized that was maybe not the best thing to sing. I don't know.
Okay.
Aren't the Pogues, though? They're pretty much known for derogatory lyrics in a lot of their
course.
tracks. Eh?
Yeah, I mean, there's profanity here and there. There's like, of course, it's part of their brand. So great song though.
Okay. Tim disappeared. He's on the floor pulling the record, but we're gonna full screen and just watch him dig through boxes.
I don't know why I didn't think of this, but I read the comments. I'm like, okay, I'll show it. I gotta.
There you go, Mr. Hanky.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Like, this probably is aged okay. It's hilarious. It's awesome. But again, these are just guys that, they can get away with saying the stuff that they can say, especially at this time when, when South Park used to be on at midnight and you had to wait till now it's on whenever, you can go out and watch
lunchtime. Yeah.
But at the time when these songs were, like these guys were able to get away with it for one reason or another. But then start.
Radio.
It's funny. It's funny about South Park because Isaac Hayes stopped playing the character of the chef because he was so offended by how it went. And you're talking about Mr. Hanky. I almost brought up my South Park soundtrack one with chocolate salty balls on it by Chef. And it's literally a baking song, but the whole song sounds like it's about,
Yeah. But like the whole it's Christmas time in hell. And, there's so much on Merry effing. Yeah. Good stuff. It's great stuff. But only they could get away with it. And it's not for everybody, right? It's going to offend probably half, and the other half will get a good chuckle.
Sorry, I was texting my mother because she called me, and I'm like, everything all right? She doesn't call me very often, so apologies for that. Okay, Daryl. You've had a lot of following genitals and now bowel movements, so,
Well, why don't we go to a song about prostitutes then?
Absolutely.
All right, so I don't have the album, but I do have a placeholder for this. And why don't we talk about Elton John's Island Girl, which he has not performed since 1990, because the controversial lyrics, basically it's about a Jamaican prostitute in New York and a Jamaican man who wants to take her back, but it's being sung by a white guy. Just doesn't age very well, to the point where Elton John doesn't even feel comfortable singing it anymore. And he has not done it in well over 30 years. So, so I'm going to go with Elton John's Island Girl in this case, because it definitely hasn't aged well. A white guy singing about a Jamaican prostitute. Need I say more?
Very true. Okay. I didn't even know about this until I cheated and used Google earlier because I procrastinated. I love the Crystals. You know, they're like one of those Motown girl groups. I don't think they're on Motown, but a Phil Spector produced group. They have a song called "He Hit Me and It Felt Like a Kiss." Allow me to recite some of the lyrics. And it'll. He couldn't stand to hear me say that I'd been with someone new, and when I told him I had been untrue, he hit me, and it felt like a kiss. He hit me, and I knew he loved me. If he didn't care for me, I could never have made him mad, but he hit me, and I was glad. Yes, he hit me, and it felt like a kiss. He hit me, and I knew I loved him. Then he took me in his arms with all the tenderness there is, and when he kissed me, he made me his. Holy shit. Like,
wow.
What do you say about that? I mean, you were unfaithful, and it's okay that he hit you because it proved that he cares about you and loves. Are you kidding me? I mean, there are lyrics you take literally, and I think that one you kind of have to take literally. I don't know how you could take that thematically or how do you take it any other way but literal? You were with someone else and he hit you and it proved that he loves you. Holy crap. Yeah, exactly. That's grim. Coming from the Crystals, I'm surprised. I mean, this is the same group that brought you like He's a Rebel. He's Sure the Boy I Love. Then He Kissed Me. Dadu Run Run, for God's sakes.
Wow.
I mean, then you're singing a song about you're glad that your boyfriend's abusive. Holy shit! Now, everything that I pulled when I read that, I'm like, wow, okay, that really did not age well. So there you go.
I've never heard that song. So, all right. So I have two to show at once because they sort of hit on the same thing. So Rod Stewart's "Every Picture Tells a Story," the title track, and then this record from David Bowie. So in this particular record, I didn't know this for a long time, but I had to make note of this. He says, "I fell in love with a slit-eyed lady by the light of an eastern moon. Shanghai Lil never used the pill. She claimed that it just ain't natural." So slit-eyed lady is a term no one, I think, would ever use today. I hope no one would ever use that term today. So it seems rather racist to me. And at the same time, we have, on this record, we have China Girl, which, you know, Bowie said it was not meant to be a racist song. And I guess I kind of take him at his word. But the video kind of portrays the woman in sort of a passive role. And there's kind of like this white savior thing going on. I'll give you television, I'll give you Eyes of Blue, whatever. And the music itself has this sort of Eastern tinged sound to it. So there's this, I guess some people would argue it's cultural appropriation. I actually quite like the song, and the video is kind of interesting, but there's been some complaints about this. I don't know which way it goes. If it's really, I can't imagine it was intended to be racist. That might have been the result, maybe because the video made it sound worse than it actually was. But just interesting to think about the portrayal of like Asian people in songs, especially this one. That's just obviously the wrong thing to say. And this one, debatable, but interesting. So.
Okay.
Maybe you're going to show up, but it kind of reminds me of the Vapors. Turning Japanese is another one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
For anyone that cares, top of the ninth, the Astros have scored again. We're now losing 2-1. Now it's bottom of the ninth. Okay, so we're up to Jeff Hoffman, you son of a bitch. Okay, Tim.
Okay. Another stretch, but I took this from the perspective of the artist than myself. So this album by Heart, you know, you listen to Heart pre this album and it's all like under, you know, it's rock and whatever, heavy guitars. And then they come with this polished thing, dressing like this. And they've gone on to say that they hate this record and it's not really what they stand for. And to their eyes, it hasn't aged well. I mean, the record itself is all right. It's got some hits on there, like for us, but from their stance, I understand why. I guess maybe they feel that way. It is completely different from anything else that they've put out. Even after this, it got a little. It's still 80s sounding, I guess. The one after this, Animals, I think it was called. The one with Alone. But after that, they kind of.
It's almost like the label was sort of steering.
Yeah,
them
they were.
Said,
Yeah, I think they were pushing them out, and then they
Yeah.
said, "Okay, well, here's one last shot, but we're gonna write the stuff, and you're gonna do what we say." And
right.
right. So I pulled this in from the perspective of the artist.
That's a great take, man. I like that.
So
Yep.
Yeah. Art
Nice.
self-titled.
Good one. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back to one of your picks, Rob, and I'm going to touch base on the concept. And you had talked about Quinn, the Mighty Eskimo. Well, I'm going to show a Stompin' Tom Connors album.
Yeah.
And on this
Nice.
album,
Oh,
there's
I
a
want
song
that
that he
one.
does called
Bud the
What's
Spud.
that?
Bud the Spud. I
Yeah,
gotta
so
get
Bud,
that.
Bud
right
the
now.
Spud. But there's a track, I believe it leads off side 2. Yes, so the lead off track to side B is My Little Eskimo, would be the name of the song. And so to kind of touch base, so in Canada specifically, so I do teach some of this at my school. So in the United States, particularly Alaska, they still refer to them as Eskimo. And the people that live there accept that term because there's another group that live on the Aleutian Islands that are called Aleuts, right? So there's just different customs in Alaska, but the Canadian Indigenous people have taken it as more of a derogatory term. And there's actually an acronym that we use, FNMI, in Canada that represents First Nations, Métis, Inuit. But some of the lyrics on the song, I mean, once again, the song is good, but it picks upon a lot of the stereotypes of Indigenous people at that time. So here's one of the lines. It says, "Now polar bear and walrus hair may cover up her form, but don't you know at 88 below, it isn't very warm. So rain or snow, I'm gonna go, because she's the only one. My little Eskimo where the moon shines, low in the land of the midnight sun."
Woo! Holy man.
Wow.
Yeah, that didn't age well.
That doesn't age well.
No.
At least definitely not in Canada.
No.
So yeah, if we're going to talk about, I guess what we're looking at here is the whole appropriation thing, and there's even like lines about igloos and that kind of thing in the song. So not that igloo isn't a real thing, it's just to kind of put it all together, it doesn't age very well.
Yep. Brian, tuning in from Tokyo. How you doing, my friend? We're talking. I think you missed a good one tonight. We have been talking about music that didn't age well, that viewed through the lens of today, and we're not talking political correctness necessarily, but music that maybe would not be received as well today as it would have been back in the day. So that's our topic. Sponsored by the 3M company because we've used so bloody many Post-it notes tonight. 3M, if you're watching, we can use the sponsorship.
It's raining Post-it notes.
It's raining Post-it notes. Okay. I love any time that I get a chance to talk about my fantasy wife.
I know
Oh,
what
no.
this is.
The wonderful, heavenly goddess Susanna Hoffs from the Bengals. Different light. And you may not think that this is maybe controversial in any way, but their biggest hit, Manic Monday, which was written by Prince because he was absolutely infatuated with Susanna Hoffs, a feeling with which I wholeheartedly agree. If you actually listen to the lyrics of the song, the female character through which that song is told is late for work as the sole provider in her relationship because her boyfriend is unemployed. But the reason she's late for work is because her boyfriend decided to keep her up all night having naked relations. Fun song, But again, in the climate that we're in today, I don't know that would be. I mean, it doesn't offend me at all. I mean, anytime Susanna Hoffs wants to sing about that, I am going to listen. And in fact, you could even argue on their next album, which has my favorite Bengals song, "In Your Room," is an even more illustrative narrative of said topic. Let's just put it that way. So, but yeah, I just think, I can't come to work because my deadbeat boyfriend making me having sex all night. Maybe wouldn't be quite as well received. And I don't know that anyone necessarily pays attention to the lyrics, but I hang on every word she says. So, okay. We're nearing the end of the hour. We got 15 minutes left.
I'm actually tapped out.
Okay, I got two more. What
So I'll
about
just
you,
try
Brian?
and, if anything comes to mind.
I can keep going for a while. We'll see how it goes.
All right.
So,
yeah. All right. We'll take it away. Well, we don't need to do a speed round, I don't think. But
well, this is an obvious one. It was one of the ones I thought of immediately, which is from this Genesis record, which is a song called "Illegal Alien." I'm sure many people know it, which evidently is meant to recount the trials and exasperations of someone trying to gain permanent residence in the United States. However, Phil Collins sings it with a rather strange Mexican accent. The video certainly doesn't help because it shows them dressed as Mexicans. He has a mustache, which you can see in this image here, which is a little bit of a bridge too far. And what probably makes it even worse he sings it's no fun being an illegal alien. He's got to sign these forms. He's got all these forms he has to sign. But he says, got out of bed, wasn't feeling too good with my wallet and my passport, a new pair of shoes. The sun is shining, so I head to the park with a bottle of tequila and a new pack of cigarettes. So any sort of idea that they're trying to be sympathetic with Mexican people trying to gain status in the United States is kind of blown by that. The portrayal of them in the video and here, and also the song, the sort of tequila drinking Mexicans is a very strange approach. And he sings it, as I mentioned, in this kind of fake Mexican accent, which is just kind of ridiculous. So at the time, I guess I probably thought it was a okay song at the time, but after many years, I just think it shouldn't be played. It shouldn't really be played again. I don't really want to hear it again. It's
I didn't even think of that song.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's brutal. I didn't realize that song existed.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I haven't heard that album in full.
Oh my God, the tequila line is ridiculous. Tequila and cigarettes. I don't know, pretty awful.
bad news, everybody. The Blue Jays lost 3-1.
Yeah.
We're now 2 games under 500.
First saw that 30 minutes ago.
Right. So you're tapped out, right, Tim? You got nothing?
Yeah.
Okay. Daryl, what you got?
All right, so I'm going to go with a musician that hasn't aged well to the point where A, I don't think they perform anymore, and B, she has lost every accolade that she ever was given by the Canadian recording anything, including all her Junos and everything. And it's because she lied about herself.
Buffy. Oh, I knew it.
Buffy St. Marie.
Yeah.
So she, as a person, as an artist, as a musician, she hasn't aged well because there's not a single Indigenous person in Canada that's ever going to listen to her again. She lied about her heritage. I mean, her music's good, it folk music and stuff, but then, some of the songs that she's written, performed, I mean, it's all a lie. And I think that is the big contention here. And it kind of brings me to something else that I noticed. So I was recently trying to find Ernest Goes to Camp on Netflix or whatever, and you can't find it on any streaming service. And then I was looking it up, and it has to do with the chief that's in the movie also lied about his heritage. He was an Italian who was wearing a headdress, and he was doing the singing and all that. And it's really difficult to find even movies that have appropriation in it now because of the way that our society is moving forward, right? So I went with Buffy St. Marie just as a kind of, in Canada, she's probably one of the most disgraced music artists in the last 20 years.
Yep.
Do you remember how did they find out? Do you remember?
I thought it had to do with her brother or something. Came out and said, "Oh yeah, she's been lying about this her whole life" or something. I can't remember.
Okay.
I thought she was outed by a family member. If I'm wrong, I could be wrong, but I think it's how.
If you really need Ernest Goes to Camp, let's chat later. I have it on my media server. Saying. All right, I got 3 left here, so we're gonna go with this one. I did not know that this was anything until tonight when I googled the lyrics upon Google's suggestion. Everyone sees this in the dollar bin, and yes, we're talking about My Sharona. What a great song! Everybody loves My Sharona. But if I were to read you some of the lyrics here, bear with me but a moment. My Sharona. Okay, so let's see. Oh, my little pretty one, when are you going to give me some time, Sharona? Ooh, you make my motor run. Gun it coming off the line. Never going to stop. Give it up. Such a dirty mind. I always get up for the touch of the younger kind. And when the lead singer, whatever the hell his name was, what is it here?
Doug Feiger.
Doug Feiger. He was 25 when he wrote that about a real-life teen muse named Sharona Alperin, who was 17 at the time. So he was lusting after this 17-year-old, and she worked in a clothing store. He instantly fell in love with her, ended his long-term relationship, pursued her for a year, and then they began a 4-year relationship. So she would have been 18 and he would have been 27 when they started dating for 4 years. And that's just wrong. Sorry. Who would have known My Sharona was about a creepy dude in his mid to late 20s hitting on a teenager? That has not aged well. That wasn't even well at the time as far as I'm concerned. But there you go. All right, let's do one more round. Brian.
All right, I hope the laundry machine is working again. Hope that's not a problem. But this song fits in quite nicely with that one, Rob, because apparently it was written in jest in order to offend everyone, and it certainly worked. I'm talking about a song from Oingo Boingo off Only a Lad called Little Girls on side 1. And it says, the whole idea is the singer is professing his love for underage girls, saying he doesn't care about he talks about a one-way mirror that doesn't ask him questions. And he said it was supposed to be satirical, but it's really kind of cringeworthy. He sings, oh, I love little girls. They make me feel so good. I love little girls. They make me feel so bad. The song was banned in Canada at some point. In fact, I guess it was banned after it came out. This is a Canadian pressing, and I guess it was banned at some point. I don't know what that means. Like, not on the radio. I don't know if you could buy it. But it's really weird because, as you may know, Danny Elfman is in this band. He was the force behind this band. He's kind of like a musical genius of sorts. But it's kind of ridiculous that he would write that, trying to offend. Of course, you'd offend someone with a song like that. I mean, it's like low-hanging fruit. I mean, it doesn't really. I don't know. I don't know what he was really thinking, but it is kind of a crazy, creepy kind of song about underage girls. So very weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oingo Boingo. Such a weird band.
Such a weird band, yeah.
Okay. You got any more, Brian, or you want me to move on to Daryl?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Daryl.
Okay. So I've got 2 more. You want me just to do both of them?
Yeah, do both. I got 2 more as well.
Okay. So this first one, I don't know if it's not that it hasn't aged well. It's just it's a lyrical error that has since been corrected by the band. So I'm going to go with U2's Unforgettable Fire and Pride in the Name of Love. The line early morn, April 4. Bono has come out and said he's apologized for it, that it's just a lyrical error, but it didn't sit too well with people that were historical on the whole Martin Luther King assassination and stuff like that. So I went with that one. Did it age well? I mean, they still perform at all their concerts and stuff like that. It's just he's changed the line slightly. And then I'm going to go with our buddy Vanilla Ice.
Oh,
There's
come
a song
on.
there's a song that's on this album called "Life is a Fantasy," which just has, I don't know, it's just very sketchy kind of lyrics, I guess, and it's just there's like a whole like woman making like sexual sounds in the song and just things like that. So you think about a guy that looks like this and a song with a woman making sexual noise in the song, and I don't think it would age very well. I don't think anybody would want to see that.
I think I know how you used to feel when I would show my Richie Valens OG and you were, I really want that. I feel that way every time you show that Vanilla Ice record because I've been looking for that goddamn thing for 20 years and I've still never seen it.
It's rare. I think it's quite expensive.
No, there are some cheap ones on Discogs, like reissues or whatever that are cheap, but I've still never seen one in the wild. And
Cheap ones that Rob would pay more for the shipping than he would for the record itself.
Right? Yeah. I have it as a 45 because Keith from Attack Down Under sent me the 45, but I still need the damn album. And
yeah.
That album
though. I would totally. I don't know if I would. Snow's Informer. If I saw that on vinyl, I'd probably buy it just for the shits.
Okay.
I would definitely buy it, Tim. That might be up there with some of the other ones I want to buy one of these days.
Yeah.
I don't have any albums by the Runaways, but I do have Joan Jett's greatest hits, and she re-recorded Cherry Bomb for this. Not only has that not aged well, that was wildly inappropriate the day that it was written.
Yeah, that's true.
So here's the deal. Kim Fowley, who was their manager, he kind of wrote it on the spot as an audition piece for Sherry Curry, the lead singer. And this song is a rebellious anthem about an underage, bold girl who embraces her sexuality and refuses to be boxed in by society. Obviously, Cherry Bomb is a euphemism. He wrote this for a 15-year-old girl to sing. Wildly inappropriate the day he wrote it. Wildly inappropriate today. Fun song.
Yeah.
Wildly inappropriate. Okay. I'm going to end with an honorable mention because no one is going to say this hasn't aged well. But I get so goddamn sick of the stereotype. Because I work with Americans and I work for an American company. And I'm so fucking sick and tired of them all thinking that this is what we're all like. Listen, I love Bob and Doug McKenzie. I do. But every time I see one of my American colleagues, the first thing I hear is 51st state. And then the second thing I hear is, hey, you want to have a beer, eh? Fuck off, guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There we go.
I hear you.
There we go. Listen, it's hilarious. And, I love all of the things that people think about us Canadians. But you can only hear that so many times when you're just like, yeah, okay, I get it. We say A and we say sorry and we say a boo. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So, there we go. That was fun, guys. I mean, at least I thought it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was kind of it's funny. As we went through, more and more ideas came to my brain, so I ended up pulling more as we went through this. But how's it going, A? Great. Going wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Richard, you're the only one that can get away with that because you're like a honorary Canadian.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll take you in, Richard. It's fine. All right. As we always do, we'll go around the horn. Brian, what's going on in your world?
Oh, my God. What a question. You mean the VC world or just my world?
I mean, whatever you want to share, but presumably you want to promote a video or two.
Yeah, I've been doing this, as you may know, this kind of weirdly, I had this idea that I would count down my top 200 Canadian songs, and I have 120 songs left. I just did another video today. The other thing that I'm preoccupied with is I did this thing where I had people choose numbers from my collection, where I had cubes and record numbers. So they'd say 13, 16. I take the cube 13, record 16. I've been making videos of those choices, which is kind of an interesting way to get random records. So those are the two things that are really preoccupying me now. I did a recent finds video not that long ago, but yeah, I'm forging ahead with these. There's a couple of threads I might do, but I'm thinking about finishing these out because they're taking a while to get them done. So that's what I'm doing.
Very good. Daryl, what about you?
So for the first time in I think 4 or 5 weeks, I put out a video yesterday. I had taken a personal day and I just was like, hey, I gotta get a video out at some point. One of my friends posted in another video I had done, hey, it's been like 4 or 5 weeks. I was like, and it's a guy I'm going camping with in a few weeks. So I know exactly what he's going to say if I don't start getting some stuff out. So, yeah, so I have that series going of subgenres or styles. I'm just going through the ones that I have limited records in, and just to show some curious subgenres. And Peter from Music as a Journey thought it was a cool idea. He's like, who would have even thought some of these subgenres even exist, and that I would have them, I guess.
And who makes them up though? Like, that's what I want to know.
What's that?
Who makes up the subgenres? Like, who decides?
Yeah, it's just so funny on Discogs. Like they have them, and you're like, who? Yeah. Like the one that I did in my video yesterday was like Norfolk Contemporary. Norfolk Contemporary.
Great.
Sure. Who knows what that is?
Really, it's just a spin-off of folk music.
Yeah.
Sure. Tim, obviously you don't have a channel, but you should start one. What's going on in your world? Any shows coming up?
Next week we have. Well, I'm not. I'll go to it if my buddy wants to go. I'll go. I don't want to go by myself for this one. But 5440's back.
Oh yeah.
And they're being supported by everyone's favorite Sass Jordan.
Ooh.
So that might be all right. But it's on the other side of town.
Oh.
It's like 45 minutes.
She was a wanker when you met her.
She was a big wanker.
Big wanker, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll go if he goes. Otherwise,
you know what you should do. If I remember correctly, she signed half her autograph and then didn't.
That was my buddy. So
you know what you do.
The only reason. What?
You know what you do? You take that record in and meet her again and go, can you please finish the autograph?
Yeah, he actually might. He actually might do that.
I would.
And the only reason why I know what mine says, because she literally just went like this and dropped the pen on the floor, literally, was because what she wrote on his was kind of legible. And when I looked at mine, so for mine, she wrote Love Sass. But the love is totally ineligible. And on his, she wrote love, but then dropped the pen and didn't finish her name. Anyway, so she's supporting 5440 next week. I might go to that. Blues Fest is around the corner, so that'll be fun. That's going to be pretty. It brings in a big crowd. So actually, these came in the mail this week. I missed them when they came to Hull, like in Ghana. It was at a dive bar, and I regret not going to see them. So now I'm forced to go see them amongst thousands of people.
Right.
Oh,
guys. Yeah. So I want to check them out. I want to check them out.
They sound like my ass after Taco Bell.
What?
I would rather listen to Bob. I'd rather listen to Bob
Dylan.
Dylan.
His ass on a cheese grater.
I'd rather listen to Bob Dylan. Right.
I hate to tell you, I bought those
different.
2 records too. I just got them.
It's different. It
is different. I'll give you that. Yes.
The more you listen to it, the more you kind of like. It's not something you get right into, but just
And my
like
question
put
is
it
because
on and-
it's considered prog music. I haven't
Yeah, for
heard
sure.
Alex's thoughts on it.
yeah,
I wonder what Alex thinks of them.
yeah. I'm not sure.
I can't get past the stupid get-ups. Like, just take off the stupid fucking mask and just play some music. I can't stand gimmicks. Gimmicks turn me off. You do a gimmick, I'm not interested. So,
Yeah,
but I'm also a curmudgeon old man that says, "Get off my lawn." So,
yeah.
what the hell do I know? I also haven't made a video since the 7th of February. So, don't listen to me. I don't know shit about anything. So there you go. And I don't know when I'm going to make another video. I have no idea.
You should make
But
one
Cheryl,
about the,
Cheryl
the,
Crow's,
the last waltz. Make one on that. That's perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
could.
should finish Sam's video.
I should finish the Americana tag, and I do owe Richard the courtesy of finishing our YouTube video because we did a how to get into U2. I just don't enjoy making videos, which is a problem when you have a YouTube channel, right? Yeah. I enjoy talking about records. It just the act of, as I've said before, my job has changed somewhat. That I spend way too much time doing pointless forecasts upon forecasts upon forecasts for my boss, and the last thing I want to do is sit in front of a computer. So, Chris Mann doesn't need help getting into YouTube. But I will try. I will try at some point very soon. I owe it to you. So I don't have any videos, but I still do this every week because this is the most fun I have in a week. So I love it. With that, we'll wrap it up. Brian, thank you for being our guest. Always a pleasure, man. Great to hang out with you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Always. Daryl and Tim and I will be back next week with somebody else to talk about something else. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We really love chatting with you guys. Hope you enjoyed that topic. It was fun for us. And for those that are going to watch it later, thanks for spending some time with us. We'll see everyone again next week. Have a great evening.